give you guys a second to mosey on in. Episode 98, Clash of the Podcast. I am Conrad Cushman of Everything Pro Wrestling. He is Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. We have a stellar lineup for you. We're going to be talking TNA Slammiversary. We got some AEW stuff to talk about, a little hyping of their Dynamite 250 show, but we're going to be talking about what I think is probably one of the best endings to a Dynamite ever out of all their episodes. And yeah, it's going on. It's going on. In WWE, there's lots to get into with that. And I'm sure we're going to get some thoughts, some opinions, and all that, and then some when it comes down to this. Make sure you guys are sharing, hitting the like button. It's a free way to support us. We do take super chats as well. We welcome them. Bring them on in. Bring them on in. If you want to interrupt us in the middle of whatever we're talking, we can get to that for you guys. So with that being said, this sounds like a good time for us to start the show.
Two things to say. Left, do it. Right, do it. Left, do it. Right, do it. And Conrad, my brother, drop that thing.
Man, I hope you like the promo on the Instagram stories. I always put them up, man. I had a different song up, and then I was like, you know what? I was watching a little class act on YouTube, just some of the clips, and I thought of me and Sean instantly. Don't know why. Sean is Blade.
I'll be that. That's cool. That works for me.
Yeah, I just thought about that. I was dying laughing, just thinking about the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, just funny. The Wax Museum thing, that's what I was watching. Just cracks me up every single time when I watch it.
Arguably the best out of all the movies.
Anything's better than 3, but
well, 3 doesn't count.
three does have some funny scenes.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Jamal in that.
Shout out to Bernie Mac, R.I.P.
Yeah, Bernie Mac was one of the best parts in that, but left a lot to be desired. Yeah. Big shout out to everybody who's in the chat. By the way, for those who watch on YouTube, if you see someone crying on YouTube that they don't see us anymore, it looks like you have to pay a premium subscription to see us on the Twitters, excuse me, not YouTube, Twitter. StreamYard just made me aware of that. So yeah, I gotta see what it costs first, but it ain't looking too good for the X. That's what I say to that price. But let's give a shout out to the people in the chat. Clown, first one in the house. What up, Clown? He said, afternoon, everyone.
Appreciate you, man.
Most definitely. Joel in the house saying, let's go.
You already.
Quilly. What's up, Conrad and Sean in chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back to enjoy my 2 favorite bros, CJ and Hubs, for episode 98. The late, great
Toni Saragusa.
Toni Saragusa edition of the best podcast today, Clash of the By Guy podcast. Quills, thank you so much.
Yo, and real quick, speaking of late, great Ravens, obviously rest in peace to Toni Saragusa, but also rest in peace the untimely passing of Super Bowl hero Jacoby Jones, man. That's
I know this is going to sound crazy on air, but did they say what happened?
No, as of going on the air right now, I have not heard anything. I'm not saying there's nothing out there. There was nothing out there early this afternoon, but 40 years old, man. I mean, Conrad and I are quickly approaching that plateau, so that does hit a little bit closer to home for us. Rest in peace, Jacoby Jones, man, a guy who was so full of life. People don't realize he also won Dancing with the Stars. He was really, really a fantastic football player, a guy who I considered should have been the Super Bowl MVP. He caught like a 70-yard touchdown from Flacco in that game, and he ran back a Super Bowl record 109-yard kickoff return after the world-famous blackout. So Real talk, man. R.I.P. Jacoby Jones, man. Do not take life for granted. Tomorrow is not promised, so enjoy your life.
And since Quills wrote it, I will have to sing it for him one time.
Mhm.
And he also wanted to let everyone know one thing. It's only one thing that I hate, and it's a bunch of crap. I hate rap. So you do have to put that in there, Quills. I got it. Shout out to the West Texas Rednecks.
Yep.
Who was it? Kurt Hennig, Barry
Barry
Windham,
Windham.
Bobby Duncombe Jr., and Kendall Windham, right?
His brother, yep.
Awful. And what was Vincent's name in it? Oh, he had a name too. That was so bad. They changed it. WCW, bro. WCW. Go back and check out us talking about the death of WCW and the hit piece that it was to try to make Eric Bischoff look good. Ray Thompson, happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Ray, I hope you got to enjoy that AJ Styles Noah match. If anyone in the chat was curious about the Styles Marufuji match, awesome stuff. Go check it out. Also, we are about to eat good this week. Swerve Okada, MJF Ospreay, Ilya, Sami Zayn, all on free TV. Brings up a good point, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Competition is good. It brings out the best. Go ahead. I'll let you get. You can get some of these, Sean.
God will Gamble appreciate you. Says what up, everybody? Back again for two of the world's greatest. God bless you, Gamble. We appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Gamble.
Gamble continues by saying Sami Zayn went sheep looking like Goldberg. Come on, bro. Real talk. Like, what the heck is going on, man? Like, I mean, is he going 173-0? This starting to freak me out.
Nah, I think this is we're sorry when they have to tell him we're sorry we have to do this to you. I think SummerSlam's the end of it, unfortunately. But they
you know who I was thinking he should face at SummerSlam? I mean, it's gonna be Braun Breaker, but I was thinking, and I know I'm being a homer again, but Jey Uso. I know it's not going to happen. I'm just thinking outside the box. Conrad, just to let you know that I'm not losing my mind. I know it's going to be Braun Breaker. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be cool? Because as of right now, Jey Uso's not wrestling that night.
I think it's going to be Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and I think if Ludwig Kaiser can make it, they'll add him into the mix.
Right, but what I'm saying is, it looks like Jey Uso's not going to be on the card. No, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that to get myself started.
I'll save my predictions. I also think the newly crowned tag team champions DIY. I don't know if they're going to be on the card either. Pre-show at best, but we'll see. It was an interesting Saturday for us all. LOL. Another Monday. Doug says another clash. Please excuse my silence as I'm playing Monopoly with the fam. So far, I'm winning. What's your Monopoly piece? It says a lot about you. Teach me how to Dougie. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You forgot, man.
No. I'm a big Monopoly fan. As a student of business for most of my life, I love Monopoly, and it's always. What's your piece? What's your go-to piece?
I'm the car. I like the car.
I'm the boot.
Okay.
I'll let you figure out what that symbolizes.
You stomp people out. That's why.
I was gonna say kicking some backside, but that's all right because that's what's about to happen. Pay me.
I can dig that.
James from the Pro Wrestling Shoot, who go live on Tuesdays. Make sure you check them out. They just released another awesome video. That 20K still out there climbing for their other video. Renegade L2K says, happy college football 25 to us all. Me and Sean just talked about it. Neither of us have played it yet. Yeah. It's in the works. I know sometime this week we'll
be locked in. We'll be locked in by Friday, I promise you.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you want some, come get some.
Oh,
whoever has my DM or Twitter or whatever, drop those PS5, PlayStation names, man. I want to fight some people. I want to go to war with some people this weekend, including you, Conrad.
That's fine. If I got time. Okay. This is my intern's birthday, so we'll see.
That's a beautiful thing. That comes first.
Absolutely, but there may be some time if they're tired. Yeah. You got some big parties, but. M. Leezy, Matt Lopez.
M. Leezy, Fo Sheezy. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone had a blessed weekend. Now let's kick the week off with the two aces in our pro wrestling community. I like that, M. Leezy. Thank you.
Appreciate it. He also says AJ Marifuji was great. I appreciate it. Doug coming in. Hey, Conrad and Sean, drop that NWOB team for us.
All right, here we go. You ready? New World Order. Ladies and
gentlemen, we are in Des Moines, Iowa.
Wow! New World Order. New World Order.
What's Vincent doing out here? He should be in the back. I'm really mad. Someone better look up what Vincent's name was in that group, man, because I want to know now. It's bothering me. Mike from The Rock says, what's good, Conrad Sean? God bless.
God bless you, Mike.
From The Rock. I loved everybody singing it. XG Dub, what's good?
XG Dub, I appreciate you.
Okay, Hubs, I see you hitting that squabble,
left,
bro.
Do it right, do it left, do it right. Thank you, Billy. The big man can move a little bit.
Class Act is definitely an underrated classic.
Facts.
Look, Jimmy Swagger. All the head slaps. You can't do that in movies anymore.
Facts.
Jamal was in 2. Yes. 2 was the one where they had to where he was in the college, right?
They were going to college.
The pajama party. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. 3 was I don't know if they were immature, IMX, DMX, whatever. Get them kids up out of here. All right. Nobody.
You ain't lying.
Was that the one where the grandma said this ain't Ninja Turtles? Was that one? It's got its moments.
See a couple of nuggets in there.
Yeah. House Party was the best. Absolutely. R.I.P. Goose. Rip Jones heard it was peaceful in his home.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. Look, sad to see him go, but if somebody leaves this earth, you'd love to hear that it's, peaceful in your sleep, but still 40 years old. Lord have mercy. Shout out to the family. Prayers up to the family.
Yeah, McKinney says, yo, I'm here to talk wrestle with the Fire live chat and the Mega Maniacs of Podcast, Clash of the Podcast, to let y'all know it'll never be perfect, but make it work. Life. Let's go. I appreciate you, McKinney. Appreciate you. McKinney got my blood boiling in the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group. He got me good today. He put up Hangman. He was like, just to remind you guys, Hangman and Punk's promo. And I was like, why are you putting this in here? Why are you putting this in here? Just making me mad. Richard Simmons as well. Yes. If you were an 80s kid, you know Richard Simmons. You saw those workout tapes. Classic. R.I.P.
My mother worked out to Sweating to the Oldies.
Hey.
We were just talking about that. By the way, Mom Dukes is recovering nicely. She's almost back to full strength.
Let's go. A lot of people are showing love for Jones, man. Very underrated returner. He was a game changer.
Can we please stop, Conrad? Can we please stop automatically giving the MVP of the Super Bowl to the quarterback? Jacoby Jones had a 109-yard kick return for a touchdown and a 70-yard reception for a touchdown, and they give the MVP to Joe Flacco? Come on now.
Joey was trying to get that contract. He got that contract and then pieced out. He was like,
I'm just saying, can we stop automatically giving it to the quarterback?
Yeah, that's just a football. What's the word I'm looking for? Nomer. Like they always have to do that. Yes, Shannon Daughtry too. Yes, thank you.
That's right, from 90210. My goodness.
Yeah,
wow.
You are good, Conrad. But in the doc, Bischoff and Nash said, yeah, they said a lot. Kevin, I don't even want to go off on wrestling podcasters. I'm going to tell you guys this, and I want you to spread this word. Stop listening to wrestling podcasts and listen to fan wrestling podcasts, because at least if they're biased, they're talking wrestling and they're not getting paid and there's no agenda. Me and Sean aren't getting picked. We're not going to be on Collision commentary next week, or we're not going to be on Speed doing the profiles for people real quick in the matches. Stop this. Right. It's garbage, and you can tell the bias in the people doing stuff. I don't want to get started. I don't want to name podcasts who I see doing it, but cut it out.
With it.
Cody will retain because of Roman and Jimmy. I don't know if Roman gets involved. I don't think. Why would Roman help Cody? Why does he care?
Touche.
The Mega Usos explode. Oh, I think Jey Uso will be on SummerSlam in some form. He might show up, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm lazy. I don't know, man. This is one of those like weird ones where it's like SummerSlam comes and goes, and there's no Jey Uso. You know, bro. Like, I'm tired of fighting. You know, he's buried. Triple H is a scumbag. Let's call it a day. No, I take that back. He's not a scumbag. But you know, all jokes. There's something. Look, I don't want to be like the person that's the conspiracy theorist. There's something about him he doesn't like. I don't know what it is. I don't know how many more T-shirts he can sell and how much more over he can be with the fans. But I'm convinced Triple H is never going to give that guy a chance.
Can I say something? While people are talking about Sammy Goldberg benefiting from it, Sammy Goldberg has criticized this.
Yeah, facts. Sammy has.
People are making fun of it. At least he says it. He's benefiting it. He's like, dude, there's some problems with what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're not seeing he's not seeing what's happening around him because his plans are already formulated, which is a criticism that some have of Tony Khan as well. Like, he is sticking to whatever he is doing and he is seeing it through. You talked about Dynamite. Oh, it wasn't good all those weeks. Well, we're going to talk about the main event later, and he stuck it all the way through, and it turned out to be the right call. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you miss the boat, like Sean and me have talked about repeatedly.
And not just with Jey Uso, with LA Knight as well, but it looks like LA Knight's going to cash in at SummerSlam.
I thought he rebounded quite nicely afterwards.
He did.
His reactions are picking up again.
He did. Talk about NCAA. Joel, I got you, bro.
Yeah, he said get an Xbox.
Yeah, well, we don't do Xbox over here.
Yeah, you have to holler at Rob and them who got the Xbox. We have a newer set of Car, Cat, Penguin, T-Rex. Oh, he's got all the classics in his Monopoly set.
Nice.
I see you. Paul White used that bank error. Man, don't get me started on that video, too. That cost people jobs. Conrad Curly Bill, thank you. Man, crazy. It was all about the Knowledge Bowl. Yes.
Nice.
We're gonna have to cut Sean's audio and fit it into the video for NWOB team. We may have to just clip it, and then when you guys say play it, I'm just gonna start playing it. We'll do some edit with like the mono over it. It's like do.
Yeah.
I know someone will probably sue us though as soon as they see that NWO logo.
Stevie Ray, Scott Flash Norton.
Oh my goodness.
Buck Bagwell almost got demoted to the B team after a couple of months. He got demoted.
Well, no comment on Buff.
Yeah, I know, right?
I kind of like Buff, but then there were times where I'm like, come on, Buff, you're killing me.
My guy Derek, I see you. My guy Derek, I see you.
Yes, and big shout out to E also in the chat. Paul
E,
White returned that movie to THQ yet, or have you heard this story? Do I need to tell the story so people understand?
I don't know, but I don't even know what that is.
All right, do you remember the game Nitro on like PlayStation back in the day? All right, well, I got that game for like my birthday. I had to be in like 5th grade. I had a party. We ate chicken fingers. It was the rave of the party for a day. We played that game. And then I come up to find out like a couple weeks ago, Paul White got issued a check, but his check was for everybody who was in the game. What did Paul White do? He put it all in different bank accounts and savings accounts where they wouldn't. And they said, can you show me your primary checking? He showed them. No deposit. That's because he put it in different things. They let it go and they had to reissue checks. And I'm like, dude, you know how many people probably lost their jobs later on because of that stuff? Wow. Whoa. But Paul White was, I guess he was being a dog. He saw Hogan and them around. He was like, I'm getting mine.
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
you sure underhanded, but okay.
Welcome to the world of wrestling, folks. Mm-hmm. Don't think we're crazy when we talk all this mess. Also not right that the 27th best quarterback gets paid more than the best corner and best safety.
And best running back by a long shot.
Yeah. Yes, chicken fingers, big fan. Nitro was buns, as Dre 41 Gaming would say.
It was.
It was in hindsight. That day, though, I thought it was the greatest game ever. Then I went to my friend's house and played World Tour, and I cried. And then me and Sean got the music, and we're here. Clash of the Podcast. This is how we're segueing. Sean, do you wanna promote first before we get into Slammiversary?
Yeah. Big announcement. Listen, I want to let everybody know this is a huge deal for us. Clash of the Podcast on August 1st is going to be coming to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly's channel, 8:35 Eastern Standard Time. We are going to have an all-out WWE debate. All this talk about Jey Uso, all this talk about LA Knight, all this talk about the creative direction of WWE. I'm not a huge fan. Conrad's in the middle. And our special guest, Jesse of Pro Wrestling Shoot, who is a tremendous WWE advocate. We are going to war. It's going to be fun. We're going to war on August 1st, 2024, 8:35 p.m. It was originally set to be a SummerSlam preview show. We're going to war. It's a long overdue conversation. It's the Clash of the Podcast presents a special presentation of the WWE debates live, 8:35 Eastern, August 1st, 2024. It's huge. We're looking forward to it. Audio, Brother Conrad.
I said I'm gonna do an easy thing for you. I'm gonna put Sean's stuff in the chat. There it goes. It just popped up. You guys can go subscribe. And I recommend hitting the notification bell on this video and that one, and you'll be alerted every time we upload or we have something going on. So if you guys want to get in there, give your thoughts, feel free. If you're a WWE fan, please come over too. You're all welcome. I don't want to hear no bias and all that. And by the way, everything has bias in it, I believe.
And everything's subjective, yes.
Yeah, and everything's subjective. So enjoy. We have to say that, but I also like to forget about it sometimes because we're talking pro wrestling. But at the end of the day, that's the truth.
And one more thing I wanted to say, that Conrad and I have a special treat for all viewers. On that particular night, Triller TV is going to be blessing one of our viewers that night on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly presents Clash of the Podcast with a code to watch the upcoming BKFC. That's the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship that's coming up later in the month. So we're going to be looking forward to that. Triller TV is going to give you guys a code through us. When you tune in on August 1st, somebody's going to win a code to watch the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. And I am a witness. That is really exciting stuff. It's the biggest new wave in combat sports. So another reason to tune in to Conrad and I on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel on August 1st.
Much appreciated.
We're rolling, Conrad. We're rolling.
We're getting close to episode 100.
Yes,
Get ready for that as well. Big Keishi mad about Jey Uso. Big Keish knows.
Bro, don't get me started. I'm trying to let this Jey Uso thing go, but it's like the hypocrisy is so real.
Yes. People saying can't wait to watch, man. Bias, not the good old IWC. Absolutely, man. Should be a fun debate. The dynamic duo of Blade Brown and Duncan Pinderhughes.
I appreciate that, Quilly. Yo, all I know is this: Blade Brown was a dope individual, and Duncan Pinderhughes evolved into being a dope individual. So we both appreciate that.
Shoved him in, man. Good stuff, man. I may have to watch that whole movie. Stop. Sean doing the dances, debating the cinema era. Cut it out. I hate that word cinema. Everything ain't cinema. And ruined it. All right. Speaking of Triller, as you had mentioned, Triller is a good place to watch TNA Slammiversary Saturday, July 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on pay-per-view. How about that, Bully?
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, TNA always has it's always been an interesting product, and I've got some questions for you after this because we only know of 5 matches right now. I'm sure they're going to add more to this if I know TNA like I think I do.
WWE is the only organization that gives you 5 matches on the paper.
Listen, their big brother's been doing a lot of influencing lately, and I'm going to get into that momentarily. But let's get into this.
Oh, you mean the fact that WWE is slapping TNA for all their talents and giving them nothing in return? You mean that's what you're talking about?
We'll get into that. Mm-hmm. I'll save it for the end.
I said slapping. You fill in the rest.
Let's start with An X Division match that should be of epic proportions. X Division champion Mustafa Ali. If you have not seen Ali's political gimmick, it is fantastic. He has meltdowns. I apologize for my behavior last week, folks. I was a little out of character. I was a little out of line. He's working the people. It's so great. I'm surprised he hasn't been turned babyface yet. It's going to happen if he keeps doing it, though. And Speedball Mike Bailey. I mean, where can you go wrong with Mike Bailey? X Division championships on the line. I can't believe Mike Bailey's not in the main event scene. It felt like that's where we were going towards under the Scott D'Amore regime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It looked like he was heading in that direction. Speedball is a very talented individual. I mean, look, you always want to either close the show or open the show, right? So I'm predicting this will open the show.
Me too. Prediction, though. How are you feeling about this one? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, Ali's not going anywhere right now. That's Ali's belt for the foreseeable future. I like Speed Bailey, but Mustafa Ali has never been better.
Yeah.
Which makes you a little hypocritical too, Conrad.
Why?
Because you love you some Mustafa Ali, but you dog out Chris Jericho for the learning tree.
What do you mean? This gimmick is beautiful.
This gimmick is almost the same thing. There's some obvious differences, right? But it's all about being a condescending JA, and that's exactly what he's doing, and that's exactly what Chris Jericho does. But you can't stand Chris Jericho.
The Redwood Big Bill. We're calling people trees.
Hi, guys.
Listen, I'm not sold yet. But
Mustafa Ali's never been better, bro.
Yeah, me and Derek did give it props for the record on Wednesday.
That's what's up.
It was better for once, but Ali in this situation, I feel you're right, though. Like, there's no way that you could take this off of Ali yet. But where does this lead Speedball, though? Like, I feel like he's just been stuck.
Well, you're going up against a guy that we say is the hottest guy in the company, arguably, right? So you're going to lose to him, and then maybe you go on to something different. Maybe you go on to the world championship scene when you're unsuccessful against Ali, right? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not often that you have a guy that's hotter than fish grease that can't get a damn break, right? It's not like we've ever seen that before.
No comment. By the way, they're going to be in front of 4,000 plus right now, it looks like. And James from Pro Wrestling Shoot Renegade L2K says, thank you, NXT and HBK, for the sellout. Interesting. We got some TNA chants. So we're both going to agree, I guess, on that Ali is taking it. We do have a women's tag team match here for the tag team straps here for the Knockouts tag titles. It's going to be Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards versus the team of Spitfire. I like Spitfire a lot. I feel like they should get the titles back here. I feel like Masha's above this, if I'm being frank here.
I think so too, but that's part of the reason why I think they win. I think this is going to be a situation where you feel like a title change is coming, but I think they retain. I think the championship walk in with the straps and walk out with the belts as well.
I have a bold reason why I'm saying this, and one of these matches isn't on here yet, but I think that we're going to get a match with Matt and Jeff Hardy challenging for the tag titles, and I do think that Matt and Jeff Hardy win. I think this night, I'm going to tell you guys now, spoiler alert for the main event, I think the system falls tonight. I think this is the night where everything falls apart for the system.
Okay.
And it doesn't work, but that's just me talking.
No, that's a sound assessment, and another sound assessment is Jeff and Matt getting back together with the tag belt. We know that's all Jeff and Matt do is go to organizations and win their tag belts on the first night. That's what they do.
-1.
Hey.
I'm just going into the chat here. Hey, can I hang with y'all?
I roll with y'all. Can I be down with y'all? Can I chill with y'all? Can I hang with y'all? I want to be your homie, your friend, your people, your homie. Yeah, like, can I hang with
the
y'all?
Lollipop? Yeah.
Yo, that's my man. Back out the way. That's my man. You know what I'm saying? That's Blade Brown, my man. Duncan, what up, though?
We can step into this classroom if you'd like to fight. as they were throwing it against the chalkboard.
You got to watch this movie again, man.
Right? E says AEW did nothing for TNA. Mickey James in the Royal Rumble did more. Don't be so harsh.
I don't know about that. I think you're 100% right, actually.
Let's see here. We got Ali versus Speedball. Yes, this is awesome match of the night. Congrats, Ali. Let's go. Let me see here. Man, people are thinking that this is going to be a great match for the opener. I like it. M. Leezy agrees. Spitfire wins, and I think Killer Kelly returns. That would be better, I think. I know there were a lot of fans of that gimmick. Don't be inappropriate. I know there were a lot of fans, though, of what they were doing with them. I see the chat. We got some video game talk happening in between here. Matt and Jeff have the tag title championship match on Thursday. Interruption. Maybe they find a way to do like Full Metal Mayhem with two teams.
Possibly. That's a good way to. You're hitting a couple out the park. Like I said,
saying.
They should sign you instead of the people they got running the ship.
Hey. Let's talk about this one.
Hey, what? You want a job or not?
I'll have to work that out in my contract. I do have some clauses that I need.
There you go.
AJ Francis with Rich Homie Swan in his corner going up against PCO. PCO's been kind of telling a love story with Steph DeLander as Matt Cardona is out recovering. AJ Francis is both titles are on the line, right? The digital media and the
I think this is title for title, yep.
What is it? The International Heavyweight Championship of Montreal. So both belts on the line here. Listen, man, PCO won the Ring of Honor World title at one point when I thought we would never see Jean-Pierre Lafitte or
we're like the Mounties.
Was that the Quebecers theme too?
We're brave, we're strong. We're like the Mountie, because we enforce the law. Everybody, you can try to run, but you can never hide. We're like the Mountie. We always get our man. That was so freaking good.
Why do you know that old thing?
Because it's freaking awesome. That's why.
I was a big fan of Johnny Polo. I wonder whatever happened to that guy. He just disappeared.
I have no idea. No idea.
What do you think for this one, though? Does PCO pull it off?
Yeah.
I've been digging AJ, though.
I mean, look, that's the thing. I was just about to say, this is a matchup of two of my favorite guys in TNA right now. PCO is a sentimental guy for me. And AJ Francis, you know why I like him? Because he's kind of rebounding from that debacle in WWE. He's found a little bit of a niche, and I would like to see him keep that momentum going. So I reluctantly, because I really, really like PCO, I'm reluctantly going to say that AJ Francis wins.
I don't think PCO needs this, but that Montreal title being on the line makes me want to pick PCO. I feel like it means something to him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because he is from there. So I'm going to pick PCO, but reluctantly, because I do want AJ to kind of win. Like, my heart may be cheering for AJ, but I also want to see the monster get the girl, too. We'll see. I
think me and you are having similar moments. Like, I think, like, again, what I just said, I think is you're echoing it. I really have a respect for PCO, but I want to see AJ continue to thrive. Look, it took a lot for AJ to get over what happened. And that top rope thing will never go away, bro. That top rope thing in WWE will never go away. So the fact that he's been able to rebound a little bit, salute to him.
Yeah, I think that he found his niche in the indies. Like, he is a hated person on the indies. Play it up. Do it up. Pay for him.
Yes, sir.
Why you call Popsicle? I'm cool, but I'm sloppy.
That's so good.
Top 10 wrestling video games live stream when? Maybe we could throw something together one day for that. That might have to be a special.
Conrad, listen, I'm blaming Conrad on the air, guys. I've asked Conrad for years to help me learn how to stream video games online, and he never gave me a tutorial. I'm still waiting, Conrad.
You hear that, y'all? That's the bus being backed up over me.
You're supposed to help your boy out. I've been asking you since WWE 2K22 to help me.
Well,
if there was a 22, when was the one that got canceled? 22 or 21?
21 was canceled.
Okay. I've been asking you for years. Am I telling a lie? I've been asking you to help me. Help me.
I got you.
All right.
I got you. After my college win, I'll help you out.
There you
go. Sean got those fan club cassettes back in the day.
Yo, Easy, I want to tell you something, bro. I watch the network. See, everybody thinks that I hate WWE. I love WWE pre this stuff now. Like old school WWE, it's a Monday Night Raw. Don't get me to quote which day, Conrad. But it's a Monday Night Raw somewhere in the range of January, February of 1993. Mountie. The Quebecers challenged the Steiner brothers for the World Tag Team Championship under Quebec Providence rules, where disqualification means you lose the titles. And my man, Bobby the Brain Heenan, tells everybody to sing along. And the entire Manhattan Center is singing that song. It's classic stuff, bro.
And I believe it was Scott used a hockey stick.
Yes, come on, Conrad. That's why you're my guy, Conrad.
And I believe it was 1990. It might have been the end of 93 because they went into the Royal Rumble with the tag titles.
Okay, am I wrong when I say beginning of 93? Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I can't remember when they won. Did the Quebecers win them at the end of 93 or 94? This is what happens when you start watching wrestling too long, folks. You start wondering stuff.
You know what? They were champions at the Royal Rumble 94. So maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it wasn't the beginning of 93. Maybe it was toward the end of 93. But do your research. 1993, somewhere in that range, the Quebecers versus the Steiner brothers for the WWF Tag Team Championship, Province of Quebec rules. You will not be sorry. I promise you.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to Wikipedia. We're going to trust Wikipedia for this one few times.
Mike Feezy saying probably the end. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong about the beginning of 93. You know why I'm wrong? I'm wrong because the Steiner brothers made their debut at the 93 Royal Rumble. So it couldn't have been the beginning of 93. It was probably the end of 93.
Let me see. Quebecers win the tag. I'm going to find this out.
We're going to find it, guys.
It's going to make me mad.
But yeah, but to E's point, like, listen, man. I love old school WWE, man. WWE back in the day was it for me, bro. That's why I'm so passionate about the project now.
September 13th, 1993.
There you go.
Bam.
Everybody. Banning it. Come on, everybody.
Freaking Johnny Polo with a mallet. What were they doing to my guy?
Let's go. Arguably the best, most creative, funny tag team of that era.
Shout out to Scotty Flamingo.
There you go.
Let me see here. So McKinney's taking PCO. I don't know how this will go. Francis will use underhanded tactics to get the W, but don't be surprised if PCO goes beast mode in this match. Yeah, PCO's got another story to rely on too, which makes a good point. But I feel like he's going to get that, and then I think we're going to get the turn with Steph DeLander. But we'll see. We'll see who's right. Oh, people saying
probably you. I'm just going with my heart, not my head.
Listen, you never know. When CFB coming, Hubs versus Conrad.
Before we move on, yes, Renegade James, I'm ready for it. As soon as Conrad teaches me how to stream. But listen, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why have we not seen the Mountie in WWE video games?
Didn't the Mountie walk out at the end the last time he was there in '98? They had that. And then they went to WCW. I feel like they were just kind of like, eh.
Okay.
I don't think they hate him, though, because they still produce action figures, I believe.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Conrad, and I'm asking you as a friend. Look at me. I'm asking you to not judge me. Chat, do not judge me. For that music and for that music alone, if the Mountie is ever in WWE video games, I will make him the WWE champion. And I am telling you that right now. Just like right now, ladies and gentlemen, just like right now, the reigning Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion in my universe is none other than the Honky Tonk Man. And every week on television, it brings me so much joy to have me as the Honky Tonk Man beat the crap out of the Ultimate Warrior every single week. Yes! I'm fired up, baby.
Speaking of the Steiners, thoughts on Scott calling people out over his drug test stuff? No comment.
Yeah, no,
you ain't getting me to make a fool of myself one day.
I can't comment on that. Oh my God.
BJ, what's good? Appreciate you. Never apologize for being late. John G, never apologize for being late. Tired of this.
Mike Feezy, happy birthday to your brother.
Yo, happy birthday, Mike, to your bro, man. I appreciate you saying that. Yo, what about you, Raven, you ungrateful rich kid? Oh my goodness.
Good stuff. We're having fun this week, Connor. We're having fun.
Look at him, sir.
Look at me. There you go, McKinney.
Yo, y'all gotta stop talking about the booty man too in '93. We ain't talking about no.
I'm fired up, man. We got the home run derby tonight. Rhea Ripley's back. See, I don't hate WWE all the way.
See,
not all the way. I was happy to see Rhea come back.
Speaking of knockouts,
there you go.
Jordan Grace defends her championship against Ash by Elegance.
Conrad, you're gonna be surprised by my pick on this one.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this: the TNA. Are they still called the TNA Nation? Can I call the fans that? are they just part of the WWE universe? Whatever it is.
How about this? How about the T Nation?
Yeah, listen, bro. These cats do not like Ash by Elegance at all. They have forced this storyline, and I think it's put up or shut up time. But I hope that she shows out, kind of. I think Dana Brooke, or FKA Dana Brooke, Ash by Elegance, deserves an opportunity to at least show what she can do. They've built this up this entire time with these cornball matches for her, so let's see what she's got.
Can I be mean?
Go ahead.
Dana Brooke stunk. Dana Brooke absolutely stunk. But I gotta be honest. Her emergence into the TNA fabric, I've been very impressed. Maybe change the scenery, obviously changing character. I think that she has found her niche. Word of the day, by the way, niche. We've used it like 4 times. I'm gonna predict that she shocks the world and wins the belt.
Really?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna give her a chance. I'm gonna give her a chance to put some gold around her waist. I really am.
Okay, I am going to stick with Thick Mama Pump, Jordan Grace getting the dub.
Right,
I do think it's a showcase.
That's probably the safer pick. I agree with you.
Yeah. And we're going to get into her momentarily again in 1 second. Something about the fight between Dynamite Kid is the reason WWE hasn't done anything with the Mountie, according to him.
Okay, clown.
If you don't know, Jacques Rougeau, who was the Mountie, did clock Dynamite Kid with a roll full of quarters and knock out probably a lot of teeth. Because they kept pranking him and messing with him. And yeah, it doesn't pay to be a bully, so don't do that.
Touché.
Universal Studios crowd, listen, 4,000 ain't Universal Studios.
Yeah, 4,000 is not a soundstage.
Matt Lopez says, it wouldn't shock me if Ash by Elegance wins. I'll hate it, but I think when Jordan loses it, it'll go to Giselle Shaw. That's who I think it will be as well.
Who is most deserving, by the way. Giselle Shaw deserves a chance.
Oh, here we go. Mike says September 13th, 93 was my brother's birthday. That's when the Quebecers won the titles. There we go.
Beasley, we appreciate you. What a fantastic show. Like, when WWE actually cared about its fans.
Well, it was based on them ticket sales back then.
Well, touche.
BJ says Dana Brooke wasn't given the time in NXT she needed. They called her up so quick before she was ready. I am a firm believer in she could have been so much more if you let her stay down there longer. You know who? I think there's several people that fall under that category. I think Nia Jax also falls under that category, that you called her up too quickly. And I might even say Solo Sikoa. I think he would have been better off if he had a little bit more time in NXT. He's done great. Don't get me wrong, but
main event of SummerSlam.
Hey, he's doing all right for himself now, but you know what I mean? I just think that people are harsh on them sometimes, and I'm like, remember, this person was called up kind of quickly. Ash will be champ down the road. Quill says Ash by Elegance. All I know is Jordan Grace better retain here. Endgame should be Tasha Steelz, but they already messed that up prematurely. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna go back to Tasha Steelz just yet. Big Boss Man Mountie SummerSlam match.
SummerSlam 91. That was so good.
Hope it's a good match, but this whole gimmick is meh. Toni Storm's doing it better, but she does deserve a chance to shine. But give me the Juggernaut.
Yo, McKinney is 100% right. Ash by Elegance is a B-list level of Toni Storm, but Toni Storm is so freaking good. I'm gonna give Ash by Elegance a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ash by Elegance is not as good as Toni Storm because Toni Storm is just being like amazing. So, and by the way, we're gonna get into this a little later. We got to figure out if Toni Storm's still going to be Toni Storm without Mariah May by her side. Will it have the same, chutzpah?
Will it hit?
Yeah.
Main event time. We got ourselves a 6-pack challenge. When you got a lot of contenders, what do you do? It's.
I'm sorry.
I'm just waiting for him to show up. You never know if he is or not.
Touche.
Maybe he'll show up by the end of the stream.
Touche.
So, Moose is going to be defending in a 6-way elimination. We like this. Elimination, actually, you could get into the match. There's no, he stole the pinfall from me. We're all safe. No. You got pinned. You got beat. You were out. So, who walks away with this? Now, if you would have asked me several weeks ago, I would have said Nick Nemeth is possibly the winner. And then I was leaning towards Moose has to retain here. And I still kind of want to do that. But I'm going with this, the system is falling kind of thing in my head. You got Josh Alexander. He hasn't been to the mountaintop in a while. Frankie Kazarian's in this. You got Steve Macklin, Joe Hendry, Nick Nemeth. Who are you liking, Sean?
Well, it's a 6-pack challenge. That means it's a 1 in 6 chance to walk out with the belt. I don't like Moose's chances. He's really up against it. He's got these 5 challengers. I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, so logic will tell you, to heck with logic. Moose retains. Moose retains. Moose retains.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I see some people calling for Joe Hendry to win this now.
Oh God,
it's
flavor of the month, guys. Flavor of the month.
I don't think
he's good. I like his gimmick, but it's like, ugh.
I don't know what they do here. You've got.
I swear, if Joe Hendry becomes a world champion before Jey Uso, I'm gonna slap somebody.
I feel like Nick Nemeth, they're gonna hold off until Bound for Glory for him.
Yeah.
But do you let Joe Hendry rock out all the way until then?
I say no. I say Moose holds the title all the way up until Bound for Glory. You got to remember, Bound for Glory is not that far down the road. The year is flying by. Bound for Glory is in 1, 2, 3 months.
It is. I'm gonna go with Joe Hendry here. I feel like they might go with him. I'm gonna explain why in a second. But I do think this show is going to be worth ordering. I hope everyone checks out the Go Home show this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You might see some people from NXT pop up. Go watch it. They got the Rascals. You got Regal Sons over there right now with his crew. They're doing some different things over there. Give TNA a chance, all right? Don't say
at the end of the day, WWE is going to be very generous with their superstars. Look out for the NXT cameraman to appear live on TNA this coming Thursday. Because WWE is so generous with sharing their talent. I hear that WWE is going to be sending their concession guy, the guy that sells popcorn, will be live on TNA this Thursday.
Let me see here. Remember the...
You send us Joe Hendry. We send you the guy who sells the hats in the parking lot. Even Steven.
Quill says, remember the funny out-of-place guy in Class Act, Paulie Shore? Yeah, buddy. I remember him. Of course I do.
Okay, yeah, right now, I think we got to go outside and have a little party. Let's go. Yeah, buddy.
I think Hendry wins at Bound for Glory, BJ saying. Strap the Rocket. I believe in Joe Hendry. Okay. Solo was doing great on the mic, but then they called him up and made him the quiet enforcer, and that's why his promo skills are meh. But he's doing better. But it's gonna hit now with no Wiseman. Okay, we shall
Keep
see.
what I said in mind, guys. Keep what I said in mind. Paul Heyman is the type of guy, when you start cheering for him too much, he does something to make you stop.
Now,
it's not the first time somebody's gotten beat up and then aligned with the guy that beat him up. It's not the first time we've ever seen that. Just saying, don't automatically think the wise man has turned over. He's still the same Paul Heyman. He's still that guy. Remember what I said.
DTH.
Yep.
Quill thinks Moose is retaining as well. He put up here. So he's going to rock with you.
As he should. Quilly knows what's up.
No, listen, Sean, I was with you till like a week or two ago. And I said, we're going to talk about this because I'm going to show up here. Hendry showing up to NXT with the title. Could be.
Yeah, it's true.
It's possible, Sean, if Triple H has his way. Moose has had a great title run. Stop. I hear they're sending their best 3-ranked referee to the pay-per-view.
There you go, Emily. There you go. Chad, who's NXT gonna send to Who's NXT gonna send to TNA? I said Emily says their third best referee. I say their concession guy that sells popcorn in the stands. Who's NXT gonna bless TNA with this Thursday night? Are they gonna bring out the NXT the NXT shirt distributor that hangs out near the bathrooms?
Sean's got people trolling now. Is that Sean Hickenbottom in the Impact Zone? Minute Maid Man will unleash on the Bloodline. Nah, I don't think we're going to see him until this is done. Listen, there's a lot of things from a PR standpoint I don't get, but you don't bring something like that back until you know this is dead, it's done, it's over. So, nah, I don't bring him back.
Conrad, would you like to do the special announcement?
Go ahead.
Are you ready for a special announcement? We're so glad here at TNA to announce that the NXT, I'm taking this from James from Pro Wrestling Shoot. The TNA is so excited to announce that NXT has sent over their parking attendant to park the cars of the fans. We are so excited that NXT parking attendant is in the building. In the building, guys. We want to thank NXT for being so generous, for sending us their amazing talent over here to TNA.
The NXT parking lot's a dangerous place to be, folks. BJ says WWE send us Joe Hendry. We'll send you our producer Joseph Parks. a box of the medical tape.
There you go.
NXT sending the Spanish announce
there you
table
go.
to TNA.
I love this chat. They always keep it funky. I love it.
I hear NXT will send all the spirits who met their end in the NXT parking lot. They sent Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame. Who cares, Quill?
That's what I'm trying to say, Quilly. What's next?
Mike Rome, someone said. Y'all gotta stop. Listen, let's talk this real quick because I was asking some questions.
NXT, are we really doing this tonight?
Yes, we are. NXT and TNA. They have a relationship with each other. We've been talking about it. Joe Hendry are getting, I'll say he's getting major pops. People are showing up. TNA setting their best. NXT, not so much. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. NXT's got all the leverage in the situation, if we're being fair about this, Sean. So, are you ready? I want to ask you, what's your outlook on all of this? Like, what's TNA like? What do they gain from this? Can you not look depressed while we're on the screen, sir? What does TNA get out of this? Like, what's their end game? There has to be a plan, right? You assume?
Are we ready for me to be serious for a minute?
Landstorm it, please.
In theory, an NXT and TNA collaboration is a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. But let's be real. let's be real. All jokes aside, parking lot attendants, popcorn distributors. NXT's not sending anybody of significance over there, bro. It's the most one-sided air quote partnership that I've ever seen. This is not fair. NXT gets Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry, and you guys sent over your 15th ranked woman to challenge for the TNA championship? And I'm not even being facetious when I say that. This is one-sided. This is the most selfish, one-sided crap I've ever seen. All jokes aside, Conrad, it's not right. It's not a partnership if only one organization is getting the benefit. They sent over the best they had. Probably their number 1 or number 2 contender for the world title, and their dominant world champion in the women's division. And TNA got sent back scraps by NXT. Scraps. How's that fair? How's that a partnership? I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's interesting. Shout out to Pro Wrestler Shoot. I'll put your link in again just because why not? Jesse says, say his name and he appears. WWE sends bigger names to GCW Bloodsport.
That's kind of true. Clown, that's kind of true.
Or Carmen Petrovic. Let me see here. Look at who WWE sends to Pro Wrestling Noah for the round robin tournament. They sent Josh Briggs. Wow, he didn't even call the man by his name. He called him Bootleg Damon Kemp. Mr. Heights would not appreciate that, Matt. The corporate giant will always win.
Let me respond to what James just said, though. I appreciate what James just said. The corporate giant will always win. But Conrad, if you're TNA and you're the decision, I'm gonna tell you something I don't even think you know. I blame TNA for this, not WWE. What do I mean by that? TNA has to see what's going on and put the kibosh on this thing. If it's not beneficial to both parties, why is TNA doing this? Like I said, I can't stress it. You sent them Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry, and they're sending you their D-list talent. Somebody in TNA has to say, we're not doing this anymore. Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. Can I put a puzzle piece together, though? You got to find the little things of what's connecting this and why is this happening. Do you remember who TNA signed a distribution deal with not too long ago?
Go ahead.
Endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
What's Endeavor underneath? TKO. I wonder if people put it in their ears like, hey, maybe we should work together. Maybe you can help out this smaller brand that we're working with. They make more money. We get more money. Helps you guys out too. Okay, well, Sean, you can coordinate with them. They're known for being in Florida, so they can work with NXT. Great. And maybe that's what it was. Okay, cool. And like I said, WWE has all the leverage. What does WWE gain from doing this? Besides maybe making someone who's number 3 in the industry, and you can make your argument for whoever and however you think the ranking should be. WWE is obviously the wrestling leader from a business standpoint, making your competition stronger underneath so that they can compete with who most of us believe is number 2. Maybe it doesn't hurt. Their ratings have went up with these surprises, and people never know. Can I give a quote that I heard on another podcast? I'm going to give a big shout out to Mike and JD. They're on the Voices of Wrestling Network. Got to give those guys a big shout out. I heard this on their show, and I don't remember who said it of the two or if maybe it was their guest, but I loved it. TNA is more over in NXT than it is in TNA. And I thought that was a great quote to say because I feel the same way. Because where is all this leading to? What does this translate to? I don't see it. Let me see here. NXT over Charlie Dempsey, somewhat of significance. Sent over Charlie Dempsey. But even that doesn't make sense. McKinney says the NXT and TNA deal works like this. It's great for TNA talent and nothing for the show. And NXT, WWE gets that talent after their contract is up and helps the business. It's a raw deal.
I think so too.
Rob comes in. He says it's benefiting the talent by exposing them on a larger platform than they're currently on. That's the talent, though. No, the talent's fine. I'm sure Jordan Grace loved being on the Royal Rumble. How does it help TNA?
How does it help TNA? That's the key.
Everyone TNA is sending over having expiring contracts are probably leaving anyway. This is true because I was going to put that up. Jordan Grace, all of a sudden her deal sounds like maybe got amended or maybe it was always going to expire. But January 2025, Jordan Grace is gone. I hope people know that. It's over. It was fun while it lasted, folks. They got her. And Joe Hendry, that's why people are calling for Joe Hendry to win right now too, is because his contract is coming up soon too. TNA never really signed these super long-term deals with people. Maybe a couple, but for the most part, these guys are in for a year or two and then they re-sign or go somewhere else. You've only got but so much time to strike while the iron's hot. Do they want Moose, Sean? What happens if you take Moose, ABC, Joe Hendry, and Jordan Grace out of TNA right now?
Well, then that means TNA might need to start thinking about shutting its doors.
Could be. They're also in the process of trying to get a new television deal.
Yeah, but you're not going to get a television deal if you give up all your talent.
Unless WWE's helping. Maybe that, and I'm trying to angle it at maybe that's what they're trying to do.
If it comes out later on that WWE, to your point, is financing some of this stuff, then I guess it was a great plan. But if this is just simply a talent for talent collaboration, TNA's getting the short end of the stick. Plain and simple.
Rob says it comes off to me more as of a parachute plan on TNA's behalf. Like I think they're trying to see where they land. Like,
right? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But again, I can't stress this enough. TNA has to be smarter, unless they're getting paid for this. If they're getting paid for this, then all bets are off.
Okay. If D'Amore was there, it'd be different. It's a TV station running a wrestling company. That's different. On the TV station, you can't find. So what do you expect? Yeah. Wow, that's a great quote. TNA is more over in NXT. I'm telling you, it's like it's a big gain for them. Hendry to my voice point meme. I didn't even know he was in TNA. Yeah, so people just found out about Joe Hendry from Twitter. I've been telling people, I swear to you, Joe Hendry's been doing this gimmick for a long, long time. There are songs with Will Ospreay when he was a junior heavyweight. There are songs about people that you'll be like, what is this? I just posted it in our Discord.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. When you told me about that, I did my research. I was like, whoa, he really has been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, he wrestled Kurt Angle at one point in WCPW. He was the What Culture, like he was one of their main guys over there. It's there. Let me see here. Jordan has gotten a lot of buzz this weekend. She was in Japan for Sendai, which oddly enough was ran by Miko. Yeah, so Miko's still under the WWE deal. Okay, I saw a lot of people questioning that. She hasn't been used once since NXT UK ended, really. So Hunter and the Club buy out TNA. I don't know if WWE wants to buy it out. Sean, you just said you're a classic guy on the WWE network. Have you seen anything of significance to show that they want anything?
No.
They don't update WWF Superstars on there. Why don't you have every episode of Superstars should be up at this point? Everything should be there so people could do podcasts and review them.
Wrestling Challenge, the whole 9 yards.
None of that happens. Tuesday Night Titans, all that stuff should be up. It's ridiculous. Saturday night, main event, all that. Saturday night, what was WCW's called? WCW Saturday Night.
Saturday night, yep.
Yeah, all that should be up.
I don't know. MSG shows, it's like it jumps from like 91 to like 97 when it finishes.
Yeah, ridiculous. Miko is advertised for WWE Japan shows next week. Very nice. Very nice. And we're going to get into some of that stuff as well. I guess I'll... what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to get... We're switching our gears here over to WWE talk. What do you want to get into, Sean?
Look, I mean... We can talk about the evolution of WWE. I mean, I don't have a problem with the next WWE topic coming up. We can finish off with the hottest female wrestler in AEW.
Oh, you want to finish off with WWE?
No, we can finish off with AEW.
Okay, yeah, that's how I have it set up.
Yeah.
Because I got a couple topics for us here to talk about. Bloodline. I've got Vikur. You want to get into that first? The whole
let's do it. Let's do it, bro.
All right, so this is going to be one that's going to have a lot of stuff happening. So Stephanie McCurr, who me and Sean just talked about at Forbidden Door, put on a great match with Mercedes Moné. It was fantastic, I thought. She has left CMLL. Me and Derek announced that on the Dynamite review every Wednesday at 10:10. And it was announced that she is leaving due to personal reasons. And it sounds like CMLL has always let people out of their contract to go to a bigger company. That's never really been an issue, but she was the champion and she left. Some people have taken issue with it. I'm going to say this. I'll give my piece on it first. I'm not upset. You know what? I believe that wrestlers are truly independent contractors. But when we do that, we're going to talk about what a true independent contractor is then.
Exactly.
And I want you to look it up. I'm not going to give you a business lesson right now, but look up what an independent contractor is. Think of a plumber who comes to your house to fix your sink. Are you the plumber's boss when you're there? The plumber reports to themselves. They do what they're going to do. And okay, this is the agreement. This is the arrangement. You pay me this much. The end. And it's done. I get in pro wrestling, you need to have commitment, things like that. That's fine. My issue becomes when you start trying to take over things. You want to own things. They just announced the WWE's not going to keep people's names. Ethan Page, I guess they said like they own part of his name, but at the same time, Ethan's going to be able to take it when he leaves. That's great. And someone asked a wonderful question right after that. Does that mean when Adam Copeland comes back to AEW, he could be Edge? And someone just laughed. So I guess it depends on your situation, who you are and where you're going, but putting that out there. And here's the quick fix. You're probably like, what happened to the titles? Tony Khan, who a lot of people would say he stole people too from New Japan and blah, 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 blah. If Tony Khan really didn't like New Japan, he would have said, we're not doing Forbidden Door this year.
Exactly.
And he would have said, nah, I'm good player. Have fun. Deuces. I'm out. Catch you later, Playboy. Hope you have fun trying to rebuild your stuff up. No, he sent Willow, who was, I don't know if she was already going to be there, but Willow is now the new CMLL Women's Champion, which, by the way, Willow has a lot of notches in her belt that a lot of people don't have, that she's been.
No, she is strapped up.
New Japan, first ever New Japan Strong Women's Champion. She is now CMLL Women's Champion. I think she's the first person from the States that's won that title. Mm-hmm. So they're giving her a lot of accolades. Owen Hart winner, TBS, yes. Amazing. So
she deserves it too.
What do you feel about this whole thing? WWE kind of came in. Shawn Michaels, that night we were like, well, we don't know where she's going. Can't wait to see you in Orlando. My best, Sean.
I'm not gonna cap, man. Like I it rubs me the wrong way. I mean, the vultures are out and they're just picking carcasses at this point. And I understand that there's money involved, but we're talking about main event talents going down to NXT. Look, NXT is not what it was in 2016 or 2017. You know what I'm saying? NXT has been very clearly defined as WWE's developmental system. I think that talent should consider that, and I think that they should really alter their way of thinking. You're not going to WWE. Yes, you're under the WWE umbrella. I'm not a fool. It's obviously WWE as a whole. But you want to be featured on their developmental brand. I don't think that's beneficial to the talent. I don't think it'll be beneficial, for this young lady who just tore the house down at Forbidden Door. I think that the world was her oyster and she just kind of pigeonholed herself. I really do. I'm not a big fan of this from WWE's side. And like I said, the vultures kind of picking at carcasses. And I'm not a big fan of established talent from outside the company that are main event guys, main event ladies, and then decide that they're perfectly honest going to the minor leagues, right? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, Otani coming from Japan and the Dodgers say, yeah, we'll give you a contract. You'll play on our A team. No, you're not going to play. Oh, okay, we'll send you down to AAA. No, I'm a world talent. I've proven it on a different stage. Just because it's not your stage doesn't mean that I should be discounted or thrown down to the. Again, it's the minor leagues. NXT for like 2 seconds was a legit third brand. It's not a third brand anymore. It's their developmental. It is OVW. Are you comfortable being a world-renowned world champion going to OVW? I wouldn't, but I'm not them. So no, I'm not happy about. I wasn't happy to hear this announcement. No.
For a long time, Sean, out of the 3 brands for WWE, I put NXT at 3, but I think they've moved into 2. I think SmackDown's kind of been the. I mean, there are things to look forward to on SmackDown. You got Cody, you got Jacob Fatu, you get some stuff with Orton in them, but other than that, and an occasional like great tag match with DIY, when the right people are paired up together, what else you get? Not much there on SmackDown. SmackDown desperately needed Jacob Fatu to come in, I thought. That was one of their best episodes thus far. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope that she does well. It sounds like she's going to NXT, or maybe she's just going to the training center and then they're going to move her up. Maybe she gets the Jay Cargill treatment.
She's going to NXT. She's going to have a stint in NXT.
You think they see more money in her or Jade?
Probably her.
I mean, they called Jade up though quickly. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know Jade's age, but I believe Occur's 31.
Yeah, I mean, Jade is more money, but I don't know how they. WWE's view of talent is different than mine, bro. you know that, so I can't call it. I can't call it.
CMLL is known to let people out of their deals to go elsewhere, but the issue was she didn't drop the title properly and have a farewell match. Matt says CMLL's got loopholes in their contracts, according to McKinney, that allow talent out of their contract for bigger companies. They can't pay what WWE and AEW pay, so it's cool for them. Plus, it's part of her dream to be there. I hear you. I just say sometimes that when you do those things, it can come back to haunt you. Everybody's not making it in WWE. We just talked NXT, TNA, and everything. Sean, do you know one name we never mentioned? I haven't mentioned Ethan Page. Think of one name we haven't mentioned since then. Did anyone say Lexus King? Everybody ain't winning. You can't.
Sometimes, this is old adage, Conrad. You've heard it 1,001 times. Oh, you're a big fish in a small pond. Now you're a small fish in an ocean. I'm paraphrasing. However, you understand what I'm trying to say. Sometimes being a big fish in a small pond is better. I'm not trying to say that you should not have aspirations of doing better. It's undeniable that I'd be a fool to say that WWE is not the best wrestling organization in the world. It is. From the numbers standpoint, WWE is number 1, okay? And that is the major leagues of professional wrestling. But to those who might say, well, NXT is better than TNA. Okay, it might be. That's arguable, but it might be. But do you want to relegate yourself or I want to make sure I do the acronym correctly. The CMLL. You're the CMLL champion, world-renowned, just tore the house down at AEW's pay-per-view.
Oldest wrestling company in the world, too, by the way.
Right. Thank you for that, Conrad. And now you're going to relegate yourself to... Look, you correct me if I'm wrong, Conrad. Has NXT or have they not been 100% solidified as the developmental brand of WWE? Are they the third brand of WWE or are they the developmental brand? I think that they have gone back to being the developmental brand. That term being called up indicates it's a developmental brand. Am I right?
You are correct. I think that they're changing gears now, though. I feel like they're going back to that motto of who's the hottest indie star we can get and do that.
Conrad, my brother from another mother, was anybody drafted to NXT during the draft?
No.
Right. Bottom line, my brother. To me, hashtag what draft? Let's talk about that too. But
no comment.
But nobody was drafted. And chat, let me know how you feel about what I'm saying. Nobody was drafted to NXT. So if nobody was drafted to NXT, then NXT has to be the developmental brand. Therefore, if you are going to be a major star outside of the 4 walls of World Wrestling Entertainment, and then decide that you're okay with going to the minor league affiliate of World Wrestling Entertainment, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Will it be the best move for you? I don't know. Ask Bobby Roode. Was it the best move for him? Ask Shinsuke Nakamura. Was it the best move for him?
Maybe for them pockets.
Well, they're getting money. No, I'm talking about for their career. Now, look, if money's the be-all and end-all, then God bless you. If you're just looking to get paid and that's all that matters to you, God bless you. But let me tell you something. Everybody's not going to get that Ronda Rousey treatment. Plain and simple.
And she was unhappy.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
Let me see here. Going to the minor leagues, NXT gets way more in ratings and eyes than TNA compared to them.
That's true. That's not the point.
I think he's conflating. We're talking about NXT in the main roster.
And the main roster.
From TNA, right. Unless he's behind a little bit. But right. That was a few minutes ago, though. Right. Would you rather be on CW or whatever channel TNA's on? You have HBK helping you out. I mean, listen, they can go, like I said, they can always get another television deal. It's, do you really want to? Because is it Axis that they're on? Axis is going to eventually, I forgot what the name of the company is that owns them, but Anthem, excuse me. Anthem's going to eventually say, man, they're getting big ratings over there. Why aren't we getting those big ratings? Why are you investing in something and not, you get what I'm saying? Like, unless it's paying you buku bucks, if you're on Fox, I get it. Like, okay, we'll take the mill. But that's not what's happening here. They're like, well, we should be getting these ratings. This will help booster our network. But
here's where I'm at, Conrad. This is what I will never do. I will never be a guy that says being in NXT because NXT is a part of WWE, that being in NXT is better than being in AEW. I will never say being in NXT is better than being in New Japan. Why? Because NXT is universally recognized, no pun intended, as a developmental brand. What does that say about you when you're the AEW World Champion? I'm being facetious. And then you come to WWE and they put you on NXT. What is the general consensus? What is that saying to the fans? You answer me that.
Some people get to skip and some people don't, or they think you don't know the style that they want to convey. You know, let me see here. We got Lexus, or excuse me, let me go back to BJ's first. BJ said, is she bilingual? Legitimately wondering. I would assume so. And if English isn't her primary language, maybe she takes classes to do it. I don't know. If she's always been a WWE fan, they said she did a tryout in like 2017 as well for them. I mean, I would assume she knows. Maybe someone was giving her advice.
And can I throw something else at you, Conrad?
Go ahead.
When you get signed to WWE, don't you think when you're sitting at the negotiation table that you're asking, am I going to NXT or am I going to Raw or SmackDown? Aren't you asking that question? I
think that's a general question.
Isn't that the question that your agent's going to be asking? Yeah. Now, my question to you is this. Why would you be asking that question if NXT is the same as all of WWE? It's because it's not. It's not.
Well, hold on. We're going to get to it because we're going to get some questions here in a second for people. Lexus King seems happy. That's all that matters for him. I mean, good. If he's happy, I'm happy for you, brother. Enjoy. Remember, we good again. We don't need AEW. I think what up, Rockstar? I think he's just clowning. Let me see here. With the size of the crowd that's always in Florida, they've always been a developmental brand, even when they did make it a third brand. Let's be real. You want to be on Raw or SmackDown.
Exactly, James.
ECW, on the other hand, though, cut it out. There, I knew a smart comment to come. But they're happy, especially Ethan. He said it's better in an organized NXT than a disorganized AEW where he sat in ROH for months doing nothing. So if a talent feels better in a developmental, well, McKinney, can I flip it back though? And I know Here comes the AEW defense, but I'm gonna flip it back. Didn't Ethan Page and Matt Hardy get to write their own storyline? Like Tony Khan basically handed them the pen and said, "You guys write something, and I'll put it on Rampage every week." It's like one of the main stories on here. Then, ta-da! What was the problem?
Yeah, like, come on, man.
I mean, you can't have it both ways. But if Ethan Page is happy, I mean, good for him. I was surprised they pulled the title off Trick. I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but okay, let's see what Ethan Page does.
Right, and Ethan Page is an exception. I agree. Ethan Page is having a better time in NXT, but he wasn't enjoying AEW. And to Conrad's point, if you're not enjoying what you get a chance to write yourself, then you have to look in the mirror. But I digress. The point is, as James pointed out, it's universally, this is the bottom line, Conrad. It's universally recognized as WWE's developmental. If you are a person that's a student of the game, you have to make a decision, okay? Are you more comfortable being in the number one company in the world's developmental brand, or are you more comfortable being in the number two organization in the world as a main event, big time star? That's your, and look, because like you said, like you articulated earlier, Conrad, and I think you were spot on, just because you go to NXT doesn't mean you're going to transition to SmackDown and Raw. Sometimes it's not going to work out. Yeah. That's the whole point. When you come out of college as a professional baseball player, and even for every Derek Jeter who went from single A to double A to triple A to the pros in a year and a half, there's a guy that's been in the minor leagues for his whole 15-year career and never makes it to the show. It's a crapshoot. You don't know if it's going to work out or not. So, like my mom would always say, a bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. Would you rather be on AEW's main show, or would you rather roll the dice and be on NXT?
And I'll say this. I think some people also know I'm good enough, but they're going to take that hit in the beginning. Because I want to go to Jesse's comment here. He put that's not even an affiliate, LOL. That's WWE. Yes, it's their developmental, but it's still WWE. But there's different pay structure, though.
Exactly.
When you come in, they don't pay you. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, I don't know what they did for them. I don't know if Johnny got paid main roster money and then he went back down there and got to keep it, or the same thing with Tommaso. If they did, I'm glad y'all got paid. Good for you. But most people don't get that money. Izzy Dame ain't getting Johnny Gargano money. All right. So is Stephanie Vaquer getting more than that? I hope so. But once again, there have been several people who passed on WWE. And if they were telling them, like, you're going to NXT first, they ain't going for that. Like, that's part of the grind, though, that Triple H talked about, I assume. Like, you're going to have to go to NXT and do what you're going to do first. BJ said, Renegade, I'm going to disagree. During Triple H's late NXT, I think the fans and talent both wanted NXT to be home and treated as the alt to the normal WWE, which it was for a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Danhausen would love to be on NXT TV. At least he'd be on TV. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let me see here. Nah, WWE sniping folks from AEW. We all see this, right? After Conan, this is E, burned Toni with Dragon Lee. I don't know what happened with that, but I do see what you're saying. There's a lot to wonder about Conan and what happened with him and Tony Khan. Listen, I'll say this. Do not trust anything that comes from either side right now about the other one with Tony Khan, Conan. There's beef there. He said it basically on some of these other podcasts. Like, nah, he said what goes around comes around. And some people are forcing that when it happens. Listen, he was always friends with Rey Mysterio and all that stuff, but watch who you listen to, like I said at the beginning of this. There's a reason why you guys can come here and listen to us and know that we're not being paid. I promise you. I trust me. This cut would be a lot bigger if we were getting paid. All right? There ain't nothing here. The general consensus is that nothing outside the WWE umbrella matters in the grand scheme of things, LOL. And that's what the PR team is telling you. The reason I asked about Vaquer and her bilingual abilities is where I start to worry about her probability of staying away from the LWO or Legado del Fantasma. Yeah, I would not be a fan of that. I've always seen NXT as the developmental brand. They had to win Survivor Series to get people to watch for the bigger crowds. Glad Ethan's doing better.
And James called them the minor leagues, and that's what I've been saying all along. They're the minor leagues of WWE.
Yeah, and BJ says, "Oh no, I'm using Triple H booking here, but will she join Andrade and make a stable there too?"
That is out of the Triple H handbook.
If anything, they should send injury guys down to NXT to rehab like they do. I think they do that already. I think that's why Punk was down there so often.
Let me tell you something, guys. When Apollo Crews, when whoever, I'll just throw whoever's, Apollo Crews, the only person that pops into my head, when he got sent to NXT, he got sent down to NXT. When you're on the main roster, Baron Corbin was sent down to NXT. Make no mistake about it, guys. And now they got called back up. That's what you have to understand. For anybody who says it's all the same, it's all WWE, it's all under the same umbrella, wrong. It's under the same umbrella, but it's not the same. When you are on the WWE's Raw or SmackDown brand, Conrad, and you get sent to NXT, you are getting sent down to NXT. Period.
Hold on, we're getting some good questions in here. So do you think TNA is paying good? There's a difference too. So I just looked it up. NXT right now, it says that you would be making from 57,500 to 81K, right? We're doing some math here. We're mathing with the mathers. Okay, not bad. You know what I mean? That's fine. But you're still traveling. You have to pay for your own stuff. You're an independent contractor. So is that enough to cover hotel rooms, flights? I don't know what they do for NXT people. Like that all factors into this. But you have to work with who WWE tells you to. You need special permission to go somewhere else. TNA, sure, you go tape everything and then you can go do the indies for the rest of the time. Matt Cardona's eating. That's the example I guess I'll use for that. I mean, it depends on how hard you want to grind. I don't know what happens for you in WWE. People that go from NXT to the main roster get trash B, according to E. Pulled that title off with Trick Williams, plain stupid. Williams had to struggle to beat Ilya Dragunov just for them to have a clumsy way for Ethan Page to win. Make it make sense.
I don't like the Trick lost the title either. I don't.
I think WWE is passing money to TNA, and once this 5 years is up, it'll be WWE TNA. I don't know if they're doing that, Beach. I can't see it at least. Well, because then what's the end game? Rob says, would you rather be perceived as Marco Stunt or 2017 Samoa Joe? That's a little facetious, I feel, the question, but I get his point that Joe was in NXT at the time. Hence the disorganization. Why is talent writing their own story with no one overseeing it? You don't think Tony's going to look at it. He's not going to let you do whatever on TV, but it's his own fault to a point, but some people prefer the machine over other companies. That's true. I'll agree with you on that. Briscoe brothers were famously turned down NXT since they made more money with the chicken farm. Ooh, I didn't know that. Bronny James to play for the G League before the main league. Okay. T-Ferg, what's good, man? With WWE partnering up, will we see AWML partnership in the future? I don't think so. Not yet. I don't see it. But let's continue on with this. She did end up, Stephanie Vaquer, wrestling a match they had 2 shows, I believe, in Mexico. She wrestled the match against Isla Dawn. It was fine. People seemed into it. They did chant about a PLE afterwards. Maybe. I think Mexico would be a great place to do a PLE. I think the crowd's hot and they would deserve it.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
So, with that being said, you want to put a pin in this, Stephanie?
Yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is, man. Like, for me, I'm being as objective as I can. You know, if I were a major star elsewhere, would I be keen to go to WWE developmental brand? I would not. That's just me.
And you said as a star?
As a star.
Okay.
If you're a star and you go to if you're a star, I don't think you should be going to NXT. You should think more of your career, more of your abilities.
Okay, so BJ says the end goal: manipulate the market and make TNA your new developmental. developmental, bump NXT as a step up, and you still have your Raw and SmackDown Titans. You've got a 3-tier system to market to different audiences. Also, now this I will agree with why I think they're doing it. See, we're not a monopoly because they just got their hands smacked for the MLW deal because they were axing deals that they shouldn't have because I don't know, MLW might have not even made it out of that deal, and why would you do that to somebody? But that was old WWE. WWE in Arena Mexico for PLE would be cool. Okay. You bet your backside that Conan would show up at Backlash Mexico. Yeah, it was
Viva la raza.
Tubi.
Orale.
I think franchise got more friends in wrestling. Hey. So let's keep it going here with WWE talk. Let's get into this bloodline here. I did love this classic Cody Rhodes getting caught up in the apron there.
Yeah, it was cool. And I gotta give WWE credit. The Bloodline 2.0 is starting to get a little bit better. But of course, with what we're seeing, we are seeing the seeds of a Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes feud that's on the horizon.
Oh yeah, that's got to be happening here
because it's Cody's fault that it's Cody's fault that Randy got beat up.
Yes, this was we're not seeing this part. Randy got powerbombed Shield style under the table, and the homies had to let Legacy know. Not on my time.
Mm-hmm.
Not on my time.
They're gaining steam. I will admit, Bloodline 2.0 is getting a little bit better.
They put him on the poster.
And I gotta Joshua Fatu is just
Jacob
Fatu is just amazing.
I was about to say he's out here calling real names out for people.
Sorry. Jacob is he's absolutely amazing. He's by far the greatest addition to this organization.
He gave SmackDown the biggest I don't know, like adrenaline shot that it needed to wake it up and do something. Random question. Issa Hubbs, you like the franchise Shane Douglas?
No.
Come get franchised.
No.
Cody Rhodes screaming, "Don't hurt Randy, take me instead." That's some Superman type stuff. You did yell that. Take me, the dumbest babyface hero line ever. Powerbomb me instead.
Take me, I'm the one you want. Shut up.
Oh my goodness here. Good stuff. And I kind of wanted you to get into. We know where we're going with this, right? Like,
right.
It's all being set up, but where do we go with this bloodline group? I mean, we got this in the main event of SummerSlam. I don't know what it is about SmackDown, but I'm not feeling like this should be the show closer, but I feel like it's going to be because people want Roman. That's what the fans are chanting for right now.
Well, Cody's the greatest champion of all time, so why would we want Roman, right?
Well, he's trying to be, but they're making it hard for him too.
By the way, that was pure sarcasm, just in case you didn't know.
Well, I'm saying Cody's trying to do something, but Sean, what did I tell you during the draft? What they did not help Cody at all. I looked at it, I'm like, who is he going to face? So now we're just dragging along and doing different things. But Cody gets an E for effort because he's trying to make the best of these things, but it's just not, it ain't hitting like it needs to for some of them.
It's not. Like I said, they got better with the most recent addition. The Samoan Werewolf is amazing, but other than that, I'm not really impressed. I'm not really impressed with Solo as the leader either. So, I mean, it's a situation where you got which is why, by the way, there's a little bit of rhyme to reason about why I feel like Paul Heyman will end up back with Bloodline 2.0, because I don't really think they're really hitting on the promos either, but that's just my personal opinion. It's not hitting the way it's supposed to hit. Roman Reigns' value, Roman Reigns has never been more valuable than when he's been up the scene. People really miss that guy because they realize, he was the guy. And without him, look at what we're clamoring for. SmackDown has gone to SmackDown's not number one, in my opinion. Well, Raw is taking the lead now.
I told you, Raw's number one.
Yeah.
The issue with Raw is 3 hours. That's the only issue I really have with it lately. You got plenty of stories over there, but
What they should do, like for example, tonight, Rhea Ripley's opening Monday Night Raw. They should be in the ring. Judgment Day, they should let this thing play out a little bit longer. We don't want to be teased anymore. I know it's going to lead to Rhea versus Liv at SummerSlam. They should have it be where this storyline takes like 15 or 20 minutes for opening segment. Let it simmer. Let's have a situation where, let's see if you can have a moment where just like the Bloodline would have like a 25-minute promo and it was awesome in Madison Square Garden. Let's see if the Judgment Day can pull that off. But I digress. The point is, the Bloodline is not hitting without Roman, but when Roman returns and when he eventually reunites with the Usos and maybe Sami Zayn, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I just hope that they don't overkill it by bringing in too many guys. I know Zilla's coming. There's a lot of people. You don't want to oversaturate it.
I also think they have an ace in their back pocket, though. You've got John Cena. That's going to bring back any Ruthless Aggression fans. They're going to come back to see some of his matches, no matter what. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get people back from that. But also, you have the return of CM Punk. So I guess you could put that in the same light as John Cena.
Which is why you're 100% right that Raw's the better show right now.
Not even that, though. I'm just saying WWE's got backup for if they get into trouble. Where's Punk? Get Punk. Where's Cena's coming? I promise, guys. And then you got The Rock. The Rock is coming back. That's huge. I don't care what anybody says. I know, it's 2024. The Rock is still huge. People will come back in droves to see The Rock do whatever he's going to do. And that's the storyline Cody is waiting for. That's why I don't see Roman helping Cody, but we'll see where this is all taking itself.
Yeah, I don't see Roman helping Cody. No.
What about Jay? We talked about Jay. I think this is the perfect time to talk about him before we go into AEW talk. But
I mean, what can I say about Jay? Jay's not going to get a singles championship. He's going to reunite with his brother, and the Bloodline. I mean, under normal circumstances, the reunion of the Bloodline OGs would be awesome, but it's going to go down in history where Jay's never going to be a singles champion. I think it's a disgrace. But yes, he's gonna get back with his brother. I'm gonna pop. You're gonna pop. Everybody's gonna be excited. But there's always gonna be a dark cloud for me over Jey Uso's career. Jey Uso was the hottest wrestler in the game for like 6 months and never got. And doesn't have anything to show for it. I actually think he's gonna get beat up by the Wyatt Six. I think he's gonna be off the scene after the Wyatt Six beat him up, and then he's gonna return to help Jimmy and Roman as we get. I think Jay's about to be on a hiatus. And that pains me to say that, but I'm predicting. It pains me to say that. I'm predicting the Wyatt Six are going to eviscerate Jey Uso to the point where he's off the scene for a couple of months, and he's going to come back to return to help Roman and Jimmy Uso.
Interesting.
And I'm really sad to say that because I do not think that's the right move. But that's what Triple H does. Triple H does what Triple H wants to do, not what the fans want him to do. What? We love Jey Uso. Jey Uso's hotter than fish grease. What's the best thing we can do? I don't know. Lose every title match he's in and then have him get beat up and knocked off the scene for 2 months. Brilliant.
I think you have to have the laser focus for the long-term booking, but everything doesn't have to be long-term either. It's how I feel about it. And we're getting some questions. Quill's put about what about the Tonga twins? I put maybe one day. I don't see it right now. Renegade James says, how do you know? How do they solve the lack of challengers for Cody? Do a better draft, maybe. You put a lot of baby faces on that show, and now you're switching Orton because you have to. Get ready for 3 to 4 pay-per-view straight feud matchups for him. Randy versus Cody for 3, and so on and so on. This ain't new. I just don't get how you could challenge for the title 3 times if you're not winning it. I mean, I guess unless they do like DQ finishes and such, but how many times are you going to challenge for the title? McKinney jumps over to the Dom and Liv. Dom should choose Liv or Rhea because she helped him finally beat his dad. Yeah, definitely.
I think he meant to say over Rhea.
Yeah. Get him to be on top. Then Dom helps Liv retain. Then she dumps him at SummerSlam to finally get revenge. Hubs, he will. The Wyatts have told us, don't disrespect your families. He will get approval from the family and win the big one.
I want to give a shout out to James because amongst many people who literally make fun of me for being a supporter of Jey Uso, James actually feels my pain, and he really wants this. He really wants this thing to come full circle. I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right.
I'm gonna tell you, Sean, I am the opposite. I think it's
over.
I do. I think this is $1 Million Man, and we're going into like 1990 territory where I'm like, you missed the chance to do it. I think so. Enjoy. Do I think there's going to be, like you said, a great pop for the Usos? Yes. Will I be happy once they reunite? Yes. They're going to drag that story too until Survivor Series. They're going to tell.
They will.
Why would they trust Roman right away after how he treated them, Jimmy or Jay?
And like I said, Jay's going to be beaten up, and they're going to eviscerate Jey Uso. Jey Uso's going to be off the scene for like a month or 2 months. Watch.
We waited 2 years for Cody. Just be patient. If Cody...
James, God bless you, James. James is trying. James, I feel... Let me tell you something, man.
Hold on. No. Let me tell you something about disagreeing with Kofi Kingston. Kofi Mania deserved to happen.
Oh, whoa, Renegade. I was so excited about what you said about Jay. Are you trying to insinuate that Kofi didn't deserve to be WWE champion? I hope that's not what you're trying to say.
Kofi deserved that win at WrestleMania 30.
He sure did.
First African WWE champion.
I guess we should thank our lucky stars, man, that we got Kofi, because that could have came and went without a championship too. So I guess we should be thankful that we at least got him. I guess we should be thankful that Booker T at least got the chance to win the title from Rey Mysterio.
Pro Wrestler Shoe says, I honestly know Jay will win. I ain't stressing it.
For all the stuff we disagree about, Jesse, I appreciate that comment very much. And you know what? Because you always give me a hard time, I know that when you say you honestly think Jay will win, that you really believe that. I hope you're right. I just don't trust WWE to do the right thing.
Yeah, James said the pancake flying champ, I couldn't get down with it. Did Vince really care for Kofi, or did he do it for the headlines? No, I think Vince actually liked Kofi Kingston. If Vince didn't, he wouldn't have put New Day together. He wouldn't have let those three do that. I think he liked all three of them. I think Woods was the rookie who benefited from there. Like, look, pay attention to what we're about to do. We're about to be a team, and we're going to make this work. And that's why I don't think they should ever break up. Sorry, small rant on New Day. And this is why I think the Usos will also get back together, because those are the two most popular tag teams of this era. They're going to keep them together, and that's what people want and need.
Yeah, I want to. Can I share this with our viewers, Conrad, and with you? I just want to interject something real quick.
Go ahead.
It took a lot, Conrad, for me to come to the realization that Jey Uso's never going to get his moment. I've been riding with this guy since last summer. And it took a lot for me to just realize that, like, it's over. To me, the straw that broke the camel's back was Money in the Bank. With the Bloodline storyline, which under normal circumstances would be, like, awesome. But as a Jey Uso fan, I'm sad, bro. I think he's going to be the $1 Million Man. He's going to be Mr. Perfect. He's going to be Owen Hart. He's going to be the guy that should have been world champion and never got his moment. Yeah,
you may always wonder. I give it up to Jesse and James for believing. I'm with BJ. I think that it's going to be, I'm saying it sympathetically to you. I just think that they're going to go down. The Usos will be remembered as one of the best tag teams.
Guys, yes or no? Everybody, please indulge me for a moment. Should Jey Uso have already been the world champion at least one time? I just want a yes or a no. Should Jey Uso, over the past 6 to 8 months, should he have won the World Heavyweight Championship? Yes or no? That's all I want to know.
How long did Rikishi dance with Too Cool before he won the IC title? You remember when he first won it? Was it
he won it
after Mania, WrestleMania 2000?
He won it just before King of the Ring 2000.
He won it when he beat Val Venus, right?
He won it when he beat Val Venus, yes.
Yo, and by the way, they show all these cool highlights in WWE. Rikishi jumping off the cage and not hurting Val Venus should be on that.
Okay.
I always have said that. Like, yo, put it down. Yes, Hubs. Guy Will Gamble says yes. Jay has never gone solo. The family will be around him when the title. Chad has never gone solo, and he's struggling. Yes, Jay should have won the heavyweight championship. Rob says no.
Okay.
Clown says at least I see yes.
Okay. I thank you guys. I just don't want maybe Sean is crazy, Conrad. Maybe Sean is crazy.
Listen, people are going to have their guard up about it. I'll say this. Monday Night Raw tonight, starting in 5 minutes. Ilya Dragunov, Sami Zayn is probably the main event. You got Sheamus versus Bronson Reed. I think we have Seth Rollins also appearing on the show. You've got Damian Priest and Gunther facing off. Drew McIntyre's back. And stop making fun of bald people, too. I've been noticing that a lot more. Adding bald into your little insults.
Who makes bald jokes?
Drew McIntyre made one about Adam
Pearce. Okay.
Yeah. Why has he got to be a bald bee? Why is he got to be all that? And Rhea Ripley's back, which is great.
Can I say something? I'm gonna say something, Conrad, that's gonna blow your mind. You ready?
Go ahead.
I'm literally about to blow your mind. Monday Night Raw looks pretty good tonight.
I agree. I agree.
I know you never hear me say stuff like that.
No. Best WWE show. We've said if you ask me what's the best of the three brands, it's Monday Night Raw, hands down.
Right.
They've got the best storylines going right now.
Right.
And let's get into this real quick while we still have the time. I'm just trying to make sure that I have this all set up. Let's talk about this ending to Dynamite real quick for AEW.
Look. I love it. I thought it would go the other way around where I thought big ups to AEW for not going with the normal. I thought it was going to be Toni Storm that would turn on Mariah May. It turned out to be the other way around. I did not see the blood and guts deal coming, but I love it. I mean, obviously it automatically solidifies Toni Storm as a babyface. I love it.
Instantly. Someone saying that Rikishi beat He Who We Shall Not Speak Of. Hold on. Maybe that's why I feel like it's not happening.
Oh, did he? I thought he beat Val Venus. My mistake. Okay.
Hold on. Now I gotta see when he won it now because it's gonna bother me. When did this happen?
Yo, shout out to McKinney. I thought it was Val Venus.
Yo, on the real though, I'm not gonna lie. You can't blame us for Attitude Era title reigns. Listen. Yeah. That's where it gets fuzzy. We just remembered the Quebecers and the Steiner brothers finish. There's no reason.
There you go.
I'm looking this up here in 1 second. But I thought this was beautifully done, and I'm going to provide. I want to provide some background on it here too.
Give it to us, Conrad. Give it to us.
Yo, so this is based off a movie called "It's All About Eve," right? And in this movie, they've been telling you the entire time, look at the background of this. In the movie, It's All About Eve. I don't know the characters' names. You're going to have to go find one of those threads on X or Twitter. I'm not going to do that. But it's about an understudy who follows a big actress who she feels is delusional, I guess, in her own mind. She uses someone. Remember when she debuted with RJ City? This is how deep this goes. She used RJ to get the connection to meet Toni Storm, to then sink her teeth in and say, oh, how much I love you. Mm-hmm. And this is so great. And what did she essentially do? She became Toni Storm. And now she's trying to take her spot. Toni put her in this. And what made this turn great was usually in wrestling, they take their time with it. MJF, he puts his hands on your shoulders. You know, you're about to get kicked right below the belt and you know what's happening. You see it before it happens. In this situation, she went up there, and I thought she was going to grab her trophy, celebrate. She grabbed the title and just clocked her right in the face.
I mean, it was absolutely well done. I mean, AEW, they got this one right.
They did, and someone always noticed that she was wrong in these situations. Remember, Toni Storm couldn't be bothered with her in the beginning because she was like, oh, are you really a real wrestler? Are you really trying to do this? And look at Luther. Luther always knew. Luther got clocked with the belt and went through a table. He took a heck of a bump. He did a backflip right through it. Like, good for him. And then she's up there, and this is a nice image, I think, showing the matchup. As the kids in the chat would say, cinema. This is foreshadowing. This is storytelling, though. And this is one of the best endings. She's bleeding. And I love that Toni was like, oh, she was yelling because she couldn't believe she was doing this. Like, she loved her so much and she's doing this.
Yep.
The whole thing was she was using Mina to get through this too. Oh, if Mina wins, then I'll beat her because she's my friend. She was using everybody.
Yes. I thought it was amazing.
And Sean, what does Toni Storm always say at the end of her interviews? We don't have to say the
so and so's up. That's what I thought. So and so's up.
And what's the last line though? What did they always throw?
Well, tell me.
Watch for the shoe.
Oh.
What did she use to dig into her head? The shoe.
Nice.
Always well done.
Okay.
Always well done.
Oh God, that was crazy. They went in.
I thought it was very well done. I just
for the people listening on audio right now, we're showing a picture of Mariah May literally kissing the blood-soaked face of Toni Storm.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
AEW has its moments, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to Wembley Stadium. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. McKinney, respect on that order that you just put up there. And I know I'm falling behind a little bit on the comments here. I'm going to jump to some of these here. This was genuine shock, Quill says. I didn't see Mariah May turning. I thought it would be Toni Storm, but this was great. Nice change of pace.
Yes.
AEW has storylines. They booked long-term as well. You just had to be patient for it. And I didn't think it was coming this quickly. It just happened like that. Now we've got weeks and weeks to build to this match.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. This is the biggest interview of Mariah May's career coming up on Wednesday night.
Gotta deliver. But I've seen her do work with RJ. So when they do these Hey EW shows with RJ, I feel like it's your chance to show your skills in improv with him.
Okay.
And she did pretty well in it. But most people do because RJ's a great person to just play off of.
Right.
And yeah, it worked out really well. And like I said, RJ was the connection piece to Toni Storm. People forget these little things.
Yes, sir.
And people said, Guy Will Gamble said, I thought Storm was going to be turning on May. McKinney says, y'all got to stop making me say this. Sean, put out a shirt for yourself if you want. Cinema. Right. Toni said that ish. I had to look away a few times during the shoe shots. I love this. They didn't miss. This one was 5 stars. All right. Story got 10 ties to Ben Makowitz and RJ City. Watch for the shoe. There are your stories with the sunglasses on. Don't let people say there's no stories. Mariah May ate up. Shame on all the Who people from her debut. 5-star match is great, but where's the story? I told my friend right after Mania that Toni Storm and Swerve storylines were my most interested and best stories going right now. And Swerve's doing a great job too. Listen, Sean said this before we went on air. Sean said that this is we got great wrestling across the board this week from all the companies.
Yes.
Look at this.
My God.
MJF and Will Ospreay for Dynamite
on free television, free TV.
Toni trying to ink that deal. He's like, give me that money I told you I want right now, and you can have this. You also have champion versus champion. Swerve Strickland's going up against Kazuchika Okada. At one point, this guy was someone who I would say is the best wrestler in the world, and Swerve is in there. And I'll say this, AEW has done a good job making Swerve not feel like just a champion. Swerve is the champion right now. Right. And he's going up against Bryan Danielson at All In.
Huge.
I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Oh, man. AEW is on fire right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're killing it, man. Other than that, man, Sean, it's on you, brother. I mean,
yeah, man. Really excited about the future, man. Tonight, I'm not going to lie. It's something I don't normally say. I think Monday Night Raw is going to be really good tonight. I think AEW on Wednesday is going to be phenomenal. Make sure you check out Derek and Conrad with their live post-game show, 10 p.m. on the EPW channel right here. Make sure you mark your calendars and subscribe. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly presents Clash of the Podcast, the WWE debate. Myself, Conrad, and Pro Wrestling Shoots Jesse. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be crazy. We're really going to get into this thing. So I'm excited, man. I'm not going to waste any more time. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. Enjoy the Home Run Derby tonight as well. I always like that. It's one of my favorite events of the year in professional sports and baseball. Conrad, always a pleasure and honor to be with you, my brother. Chat, we appreciate you, man. We will see you right here next week, 6:05. Enjoy Raw. Enjoy Dynamite. Be right here, 10 p.m. Wednesday night. Be right here, 6:05 next Monday night. God bless. Be encouraged. Evil never prevails.